I saw a video of Piers Morgan, Nick Fuentes.
I'm a new generation of white person. I'm not living around blacks. Sorry.
Basically saying, yeah, I'm a racist, aren't you?
Yeah, I'm fine with that.
You know, some of the Nick Fuentes worshiping that I'm saying black people do, that shit need to stop. They need to stop that shit. You know how disgusting it is to have this twerp talk that bullshit?
Which we've all seen. Blacks in America have become narcissistic, and they become narcissistic because they've been told they're victims of racism, they're victims of slavery. They've been told, really, there's no accountability.
He up here saying the most disgusting things about black Americans, and he's able to say, but I got a lot of black friends.
Most of my friends are non-white. Most of my friends are not, and non-white people love my show because they respect the honesty.
How many of your friends are black?
Many of them, like at least a dozen.
Wow.
Ye being one who you know, Sneeko being another who you also know.
Yeah.
Stop giving this little motherfucker credit for being racist. Stop finding that to be like a tall glass of ice water, you're in a desert because a white Mexican told you was an N-word.
So how do they feel when you say you just want to be away from any black people, walk away from them?
Well, you know what Ye told me? I'll tell you verbatim what he said. He said, so you use the N-word? I said, yeah. He goes, well, when niggas are being niggas. I said, so true. That's so true. So they feel like they're in complete agreement with me.
What does that mean?
It means that even black people know how black people can behave. Even black people understand it.
Well, black men need to cut the bullshit. Just the fact you giving him the bragging rights to make that seem like that makes him cool because he's got a couple of Uncle Tom ass Sambo sellouts that think it's cool that the white guy says racist shit about black people that you agree with, you dumbass.
So white people should go out of their way to avoid black people when they see them.
Absolutely. They would be wise.
Yeah, we need to pull the collar of all these Sambo sellouts. We need to pull the collar of all of y'all right now, man. I seen it from all types of people from all walks too. I seen some people that are intellectually bright but dumb as shit. You know, we know you were last picked and you ain't got a cool bone in your body. Stop clapping for this shut-in. If you've never been with a woman and you're knocking on 30, shut the fuck up. Don't talk about families. Don't talk about what women need to do. Don't talk about, motherfucker, you live with your mother and you're 30, dog. It's like basic. Go anywhere in the world where there are lack of resources, people will fight for those resources in those concentrated areas. If you put those people in proximity to one another, that's what happens. It doesn't matter what race it is. But we got black people that don't want to crack books, but they love to crack jokes. You are the joke. Realize that if you're kissing Nick Fuentes' ass, you are the joke. I got 12 non-black. He didn't even say black. He says 12 non-white friends. This motherfucker's non-white. He's probably counting himself. You know how hypocritical it is to not even be white and be a white supremacist and be proud of that shit? What are we even talking about? This one, he on Piers Morgan said he's a virgin who's almost 30 who lives with his mama. This is your leader? This is the guy I need to listen to? Now, I like what Cat Williams said. He read a lot of books. I respect people that read a lot of books. I read a lot of books too when I was a kid. Okay? You know, that's dope, great. I love people that read books. But there comes a point where life experience fucking matters. There's also where, performance, like career path, time on the job. There are other factors that determine if you know what the fuck you're talking about. Theoretically, abstractly, based on Plato and Aristotle or whatever the fuck, great. That sounds like a great plan. But like they say, everybody's got a great plan until you get punched in the mouth. And that's what life does. Life punches you in the mouth. If life aims for your mouth, Nick, it'll probably miss because you're too short. That's the only way that you survive. But man, after seeing that display, guys, I gotta say, man, anybody that's bigging up Nick Fuentes, man, just, you lost all cool points, man. And when I heard this, as a grown-ass man, hearing this guy say that shit, it was case closed, face closed. I saw all the conservatives reposting little clips. He roasted Piers. He roasted Piers. Motherfucker, anybody from Gen X, I can't vouch for everybody, but any black man from Gen X who heard this guy say he lived with his mom and in his 30s, never been with a woman, and then talk shit about what family structures need to be, what the fuck? Who's listening to that? Who's the person that's behind that? Who, just the fact that he said that, it should be a wrap. It should be like, what could the conversation possibly be after that? What credibility could he possibly have? None. So anyway, here's something I saw. I saw it. I don't know if you saw it. But they're mainstreaming this guy, and they're trying to make him a thing. It just bothered me that he's been able to, that he was saying, well, black people like me because they say I'm honest. I say, your women are ugly and your men are violent killers and you're dirty and I don't want to live near you. But black people don't get mad at me. Kanye said, yeah, black people, N-words be N-word, and so what you gonna do? When we talk about delineation and separating ourselves from other groups, in a way that we need to start that delineation for morons within our own group. Yeah, we gotta, if you're that stuck on stupid, man, like Kanye, that shit right there, just because somebody made good music 20 years ago or 10 years ago, whatever the fuck it was, does that mean they say anything that's should be considered credible or useful at any length at all, right? And that type of shit, like the fact that Kanye, he done co-signed a couple of people. His co-signing ability is horrible. Has he co-signed anybody that actually helps Black America? Not a single person. He co-signed Candace, he co-signed Nick Fuentes. These are two people that came forth from Kanye, and look what it got us. Look what it's done. He gave this little Mexican boy the opportunity to go on platforms and say, black people like me. But black people like me. They think I'm smart. They say I'm honest when I talk about them, their low IQs. Great, thanks, Kanye. Appreciate that. Let's stop bigging this guy up. Stop it now. Like, we can't control who mainstreams him. We can't control how big he gets. Nick Fuentes is not big because black people check him out. I don't want to give the impression that we created him. We did not create him, okay? The whites, these people, they don't even like women. These gropers, whatever they are, they don't like women. They're not, that's not even part of our culture. Culturally, we're opposed to that shit. I don't know, this is Sneeko dude, I don't know who he is. I seen him like in a video or something. He doesn't seem as stupid as Kanye, but Kanye's fucking stupid. He's batshit fucking crazy. He's a lunatic, okay? But I don't want to get the impression that I think that black people created Nick. I'm just saying, don't aid in your own demise. Don't aid in your own, whatever this shit is. Like, we can't stop him. It's like we ain't make him a star. It's like, it's like Billy Ray Cyrus. How many black people bought Billy Ray Cyrus albums? Probably none, but he was still a big star. And I could deal with that. You know what I'm saying? Like, okay, cool. We don't go see this motherfucker. He's not our guy. And we don't have the numbers to stop it. We could all say we'll never go to a Billy Ray Cyrus concert. But he don't need us to be a star. That's Nick Fuentes. That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm pointing out, right? But let's keep it that way. Let's keep it that way. So I had to say it because somebody's got to say it. Yeah, honestly, we got too many suckers, man, who will buy into this shit. You hear him say something, one thing, and it's talking about somebody else. He'll be talking about Jewish people or something, or Israel or whatever the fuck, and you'll be like, oh, that makes sense, that makes sense. And yeah, but if that's at the expense of him saying all that other shit, do you really want to support that because you heard one thing that was cool? I mean, this guy was literally on there today saying Hitler's cool. I mean, what kind of a... How serious can you take a guy who, of all the words you can use to explain Hitler, to describe Hitler, you know the laziness you have to have in order to describe him as cool? That's a level of don't give a damn that is unhelpful. Take it seriously enough and say, I'm not going to throw water on a grease fire. Nick Fuentes is a grease fire. You smother a grease fire, you smother it by not giving it attention. So, hey, do me a favor. Do me a favor, smart guy. Stop bringing him up all the time in glowing praises. Bring him up like I do to shit on him. They're trying to court his audience on a low by truncating your criticism, omitting your criticism of him, and only mentioning the things you find palatable. See, that's the sneaky thing they do. They just omit the shit he says that's horrible. The shit he says that's horrible, and that is not something that would instantly make black people recoil from him. They won't mention it. And they'll be mentioning things that are positive. And that's just the way that you sort of invite an audience. That's sort of the same shit that Jimmy Dore was doing. And these motherfuckers was down with that. I noticed that. So that was where the fallout with me and Jimmy Dore started. Because I was like, fuck the Proud Boys. And this motherfucker was like mentioning, but the Proud Boys is, but what about all this other shit they said? Well, we don't have to talk about that. Let's talk about the shit we can work together with. So that was sort of like what started it. And I know it's a lot of y'all, it's a lot of those people out here that all they're trying to do is curate an audience of these detestable, degenerate motherfuckers. And they have no scruples. They have nothing. They have no ethics, right? Someone asked me, that was like, yo, they thought I was playing. Had them on the show. And I was like, nah, that's unacceptable shit. You wouldn't do it if you could make $1 million. I was like, nah. No, I wouldn't. You sure? Like, nah, I wouldn't do that. I have kids, man. I have a wife. I have a black family. I come from the hood, motherfucker. I can't do that. I got cousins and nephews and nieces. I mean, if I'm going to stand on something, I'm going to mean what I say. I don't know about y'all. I don't know about these people. I still associate with my people. I can't be around them and be breaking bread with them and shit. And like, they're looking at me thinking about the shit I'm praising or supporting. And I'm not really, it's different if I stand on it. I can have a conversation about immigration and articulate why we need a border, why it's important that we control that access, why labor needs to retain value. These things, I can make those arguments. The people that disagree, when they're intellectually honest, they can say, okay, we can disagree. I see your point. You're not just hate. You're not on that shit. But when these people are like, truncating the Nick Fuentes, truncating the hateful shit of Proud Boy bullshit or whatever, cherry picking shit. That is a different story. Those are people who don't have ethics, man. They're just doing shit to try to curate and try to build and grow. At the end of the day, we got to be doing this for something bigger. And what is left is legacy and what you stand for. And I would like my name to ring out on some shit that's important. And I would like my kids and my family to know I stand for something that's valuable. So anyway, yeah. After the Nick Fuentes display today, it's going to be hard for y'all motherfuckers to hide from that shit he said. I mean, the credibility's gone. The shit he stood on, there's nothing funny about calling Hitler cool.
Catch Tim Black live on the most dangerous show in America, Sundays, Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays at 9:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Times. Don't miss out on the real. Stay dangerous.